Hello there, Mitchell Anton McEachran coming to you live, which is fake, from the backyard of my parents' house, where I grew up. I published an essay today on the blog called The Hunter Analogy. Bang! It's got a really cool photo, which I took today. I used the filters on Instagram to make it look cooler, but it's also very cool in itself. There's a chipmunk in there. So I'm looking at. That's why I'm getting closer because I'm like looking at the picture. There's a chipmunk somewhere in there. That's what inspired me to take the photo. So if you go there and you find the chipmunk, you'll win $1,000,000. That's not true. Okay, so this I'm gonna read you my essay and then I'm gonna add little bits. Hopefully this makes it more fun because you can some people don't like to read, some people like to listen. So I'm gonna turn these into like podcasts and it'll be fun to listen to me ramble on about life and stuff. Imagine you're a hunter who lives a solitary life, one spent in harmony with nature. You kill only when you're hungry, and you've become the most successful creature in your region. You have no predators yourself, so you live as close to a blissful and balanced life as possible. Now, imagine you begin to get hungry. This time, because you're so accustomed to getting food, you decide to postpone the hunt until later. Chalk it up to laziness, arrogance, or ignorance, or all of the above. What happens next? First of all, we human beings require energy to function. That is, if we do not take in food and water, our bodies begin to grow weaker and less efficient. Not only that, but if we cannot get what we need and become desperate, we can begin to act irrationally, which makes things worse. We need energy because even when we're at rest, our bodies are using energy in order to maintain our health. In other words, we are in a constant state of energy depletion. If, as in the situation above, we begin to feel hungry, that means we've already reached the point where our bodies is asking us to procure food in order to resupply. If we loiter at this decision, feeling like we just don't want to go through the work right now, we are making a seriously grave mistake. The subtle problem revealed in the above scenario is that if we do not go hunting as soon as we can, not only do we not get the energy we need in order to continue surviving, but we continue to lose more and more of the energy we need in order to hunt in the first place. In other words, hunting only gets harder to do the longer we wait to do it. This is the hunting analogy, and it also reveals a serious problem in the first world ideology, namely procrastination. Before we go on, we must welcome procrastination. Welcoming, I have an essay. I'm going to write an essay on welcoming, or maybe a book, depending on how long it takes to explain. Welcoming is just a way of thinking where you kind of, you ask what it is, and then you get into it. So, what is procrastination? When we have something that we know we need to do, and the act of not doing it does not make that something disappear, that is procrastination. It is the willful ignoring of an action, usually because we'd rather not do it. We procrastinate saying sorry, getting groceries, mowing the lawn, or asking for a raise. We do not. But we also procrastinate on things that we want to do, like having kids, going back to school, changing careers, or just going out and partying. Anything and everything that we stop ourselves from doing, despite knowing we need or want to do, is procrastination. Said in a more poetic way, responsibilities avoided become poisons. This is important to consider because of how procrastination poisons our ability to live meaningful lives. It is to self-development as holding our breath is to staying conscious. By that I mean, if we do not actively participate in the development of our souls, not only do we not create the world we wish to live in, but the longer we avoid the responsibility of self-creation, the less psychic energy we will have to use to do so in the future. Just like the hunter, the longer we wait to go hunting, the weaker we will become. If we wait too long, we will become psychically incapable of self-creating. In layman's terms, we usually call this kind of life a rut. We all have at least one friend, family member, or coworker who is in a rut. We ourselves may be in a rut. This essay is my attempt to show a possible reason why. Aaron Fitzpatrick. The good news is twofold. Firstly, if we pay attention and try to act contrary to our procrastination, that is, to do the work we know we need to do as soon as we are able to do it, not only do we maintain functioning at a sustainable rate, because our energy expenditure / intake is as close to equilibrium. But we also practice the habit of defying procrastination, which makes us better at doing so in the future. This means that, secondly, with every attempt at overcoming procrastination, we get a little bit better at doing so, which eventually means we don't have to think about it anymore because it'll have become unconscious. To conclude, being aware of the little responsibilities you may have, be it watering the plants, doing your daily exercises, or calling your mom, and acting upon them as often as you can, add up. Over time, despite what may seem like simple responsible behavior, is actually the learning how to fundamentally reorganize your reality. That is, you learn the tools necessary to control your life. But it starts with the little thing. If consciously attended to, this persistence forges such a strong habit of behavior that you will eventually be confronting your biggest fears. In other words, you'll be successfully taking down the kind of game that will feed you for weeks. Because you won't have to think about hunting all the time, you'll become free to do whatever else you find interesting, like paint your hand on a cave wall. And we wonder why we became the dominant species. Ooh. See, I recorded this whole thing, and then for some reason it was deleted, so I had to do it again. But I beat my time. I got now 6:14. The other one was 6:34. 20 seconds. Hey, that's a lot of procrastination. So I'd just like to add to this essay that this is very pragmatic. Like, it's a useful tool. Just noticing procrastination, just noticing that you do it, that we do it, is it's a huge step. Because, like, denying it is what the whole entertainment industry is based on. Like, it's supposed to be about entertainment, but really what they're trying to do is enable our procrastination and make us feel good for not recognizing when we're moving away from the things we need to do. Instead of mowing the lawn, I'll go watch Netflix, and then they'll advertise it like, you have a lawn? Wow, that sucks. Well, I know another guy who has a lawn, and it also sucks for him, but together you can watch Netflix, which is good. I should be in marketing. The moral of the story is try to notice when you're procrastinating and just don't. But don't beat yourself up over it. Just try your best. Every time you notice that you're procrastinating, just try not to procrastinate. Just do the thing that you need to do. Eventually maybe even just like don't even give yourself a choice. It's like, oh, I saw something, I need to do it. Just do it. Like that. Bang. It's done. See what happens. Because like I said, developing this habit leads to a fundamental reorganization of your life that you are in control of. It's cool. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave any comments or questions down below. I'd love to talk to you about it because I'm very open-minded. I want to know what you think. It's not so much what I think. I want to know what you think. I will see you next time.